Hey, everybody, it's been a while. Yeah, I know. Last time we posted was about 2 months ago. It's just the birth of our baby.
Looking at it.
Look at this little one. He's already he's moving. He's supposed to be asleep, but he's moving. He's 4 months old now. Can you believe that? He's moving like a little worm. But when I found out my wife was pregnant, and during the time until she gave birth, I was a little lost. So I turned into internet and YouTube and a lot of searching myself to prepare myself and my wife and my family. So I just want to be able to create a video that will help all the new dads to be out there. So it's the top 10 things that I think you should be preparing if you're going to be a new dad, even if you're a mom, and this should help you out too. So, all right. So I broke it down to that's as a timeline: pregnancy prep, and then home and baby prep, and then the hospital prep. So within those timelines, I'm going to talk about what are the things that I did as a dad, as a to be dad. So first and foremost, pregnancy prep. You got to make sure that as soon as you find out your wife's pregnant, or you're pregnant if you're the mom, you got to make sure you find the right OBGYN. For us, we went to OBGYN a little farther away from our home. And when we weren't happy with the services that they've provided, I can talk more about it later, but they took a long time to get back to us, and my wife needed some immediate help. We didn't like that, so we went ahead and found a different OBGYN, and which is closer to our home as well, and we were much happier with that service. So you got to make sure you find the right OBGYN. Don't be afraid to switch OBGYNs if you and your wife are not happy with the services that your current OBGYN are providing. So just always look at reviews, give them a call just to get a feeling for it, because just because you go to one OBGYN, your first one, doesn't mean you have to go through with him or her throughout the whole process of pregnancy. And with that, you should also start looking at pediatrician for your baby, but more of that later on. All right, so number two, start handling insurance and baby leave requirements for your work. I know once you find out your wife is pregnant, she's probably already a month old, 1 month pregnant. So you're gonna be thinking, still about 8 months left, 9 months still. Trust me, get it done as soon as you can. So you have no surprises. You're not scrambling for last minute paperwork that you need to do. Talk to your manager, talk to your supervisor. Hey, my wife's pregnant. I'm gonna be on leave on this date whenever the baby comes, and also start talking to the insurance, your company's insurance, and what are the requirements to add your baby and the plans and all that. Start handling that. And then also one thing, the next one, number three, is start getting all your shots done. Have a plan on the stuff that you and your wife need to have before your baby comes, because our OB didn't really guide us, surprisingly, with which shots she needs to take, which is the flu, well, not the flu, the Tdap, and there's another one that I forgot, RSV. Yeah, so those three. I know the RSV, I think you have to take around 34 to 36 weeks pregnant, so there's a timeline for that. So you got to make sure you have a timeline. You ask your OBGYN which ones you and your wife need to take. Okay. So number 4, I supported my wife daily, meaning every single night since she got pregnant, from her belly being flat to her belly being big as a watermelon, bumpy. I rub moisturizer and oil on her belly every night. I think I only missed a couple times because I had to go travel for work for a week, so I wasn't able to be with her for a week, and that was the longest I was away from her. And it resulted to her not having any stretch marks, which is great because, you know, I think it's good for my wife's confidence, not to have those stretch marks. And hey, every night doing that, I think it's gonna work. And we also went for nightly walks as much as we can every night, at least a mile to 2 miles. Every day I got home from work, I would walk with her in the neighborhood, in the track where we live, and as far as we can, as long as we can, and without really making her feel exhausted or tired, or you don't want to do that because that will not be good for the baby and for your wife. And just everything around the house, consistently cleaning around the house, just making sure your wife is as less stressed out as much as possible, if that makes sense. Little stress as much as possible. I know some of you might not be might not be able to afford having your wife not working, and but as if possible, it'll be really beneficial for your wife if she can just not work for that whole duration of pregnancy, because that would really take off a lot of stress off of her shoulder and just really focus on developing that baby in her belly. Let her cook. Yeah. And yeah, and we're just fortunate enough that we were able to just let her stay at home and just worry about day to day, just take it easy for 9 months. And I think that really, with my support to my wife and my wife really just being able to focus on her pregnancy, she was able to, just focus on being pregnant. Yeah. And as a result, our baby missed his due date by 1 minute, which is crazy. Okay, so now so that's 4. Now we're gonna go to home and baby prep. So number 5, get your baby's room prepared. And I'm gonna make another video, separate video, but a quick glimpse of how our baby's crib is set up. There's not gonna be one setup. You might have to move things around, but just get, at the minimum, get the baby's crib ready, the changing station, get those diapers down, wipes, clothes, so you'll be ready to bring him home. So that's number 5. And again, I'm gonna show more in depth. I'm gonna show a clip of my baby's room, but I'll be talking more in depth later on how our baby's setup is. So yeah, number 6, get a good car seat. Install that car seat that maybe your friends or your family trust or recommend, but install it as early on as you can. Maybe not at 3 months pregnant, but I think my wife and I installed ours when she was 7 or 8 months pregnant. But so you gotta put it. Start shopping through the car seats. The one that we got specifically is the Nuna, and here's the photo or a clip of it, and we were able, you install it in the car, and it comes with a stroller, so you can just basically take the car seat out of the car, put it in a stroller. It's pretty nice and not the cheapest, but I'll talk more about it later on as well. Then, okay, so number 7, very important as well. A lot of people don't do this. A lot of dads forget this, but please bring a binder. Create a binder for your baby that you're gonna bring to the hospital and put a lot of document protectors in it. Because once you get to the hospital, trust me, about 100 people gotta bombard you with paperwork, and they're gonna hand it to you, and then you're holding the baby, and then they're gonna hand you paperwork, and you're like, what am I gonna do with this? So it's very important. Get a binder, put your baby's name in it, get document protectors, and keep your records in there, starting from your shots, your wife and your wife's shots. Start putting it in there, whatever else you think you need, but just have that ready because you're gonna get a lot of paperwork, trust me. Okay, number 8, get bottles and feeding essentials ready. So again, I'm gonna show you a little clip of how we have our setup. So we have the baby brezza that makes the milk, and then we have a another baby brezza that washes and sanitizes it, washes it and dries it, and then we got the Yupang that sanitizes it with the UV lights. Uh-oh. Look at this little baby. Yeah. Come on, man. Go to sleep. After this, I gotta go back to bed. Yeah. So I'm gonna have all that in the list, and I'm gonna make a detailed video of how my wife and I pretty much we do it on clockwork now. And trust me, you need to get this done. And once you get your bottles, we get those doctor, shoot, I forgot, I'm gonna post it up here somewhere. It'll be right here. Those bottles, it's good for the babies when they're drinking, so they don't have air in there when they're drinking. It just makes their tummy hurt. But get those bottles, and then even before the baby is born, probably when your wife's 6-7 months pregnant, start practicing. Wash the bottles, sanitize it, maybe buy a formula, and then start making some milk. It's just a practice. So whenever the baby comes, you already done it. Because what my wife and I did, we kind of didn't really know how to function it until the baby's already here. Because when your baby's born, the hospital is going to give you this ready to go. Yeah, pretty much this little bottle of baby milk that you're going to give to your baby if your baby's not going to be breastfed, or if your wife's having issues with lactation. So just trust me, start getting that ready, know how to make it, and you'll thank me later. Okay, so that's 8. Now we have 2 more to go, and this is going to be the hospital prep. So what you need to do as the dad, you need to talk to the OBGYN, your wife's OBGYN, which hospital is your wife gonna give birth at. Our OBGYN had different hospitals she works at, but she gave us the hospital that, okay, you're gonna give birth at this hospital, and it was about a 30-40 minute drive. Not very ideal, but I can talk more about it later. It's not like how you see in the movies when someone goes into labor that they're gonna give birth right there and there. They got some time. But we'll talk more about that later. So anyway, learn which hospital your wife's gonna give birth at, and then you and your wife, I highly recommend to go to that hospital, know where you're gonna park, know where you have to walk, You have to sign in and yada yada. Ask if they'll let you have, if they can give you a tour of the hospital. The hospital that my wife gave birth at didn't really give us a tour. Didn't give us a tour because, it was a second floor and it was more like a secured spot, secured place. I understand because there's babies out there. So, but at least we knew where exactly. We drove there. We parked where we knew where to park, and we knew which door to enter, which front desk to talk to. And then, because imagine, your wife's about to give birth or is in labor, and you're here trying to figure out, oh, is this the hospital building? Where is it? I don't know. And it's not going to be a fun time, I promise. So, to do that, it's number 9. All right, last one, number 10, for the hospital prep. Get your go bags ready. Pack your clothes. My wife and I stayed there for, man, if you saw the video before this one, the birth of our kid, we were only there for really 2 days, 2.5 days. Yeah. So just at least pack clothes good for 3 or 4 days. Toiletries, any essentials for yourself, your wife, the baby. The hospital essentially gives you all the clothes, the diapers, the milk that you will need for the baby. So, but still pack a couple here. Still pack some stuff here and there, just in case. But like I said, that's when it's important to find out which hospital so you can ask them these questions. But again, pack what you think you'll need for the next 3 days and have those bags ready. And what my wife and I did was we put those bags probably a month before her due date. So just there, it's ready to go. You don't have to worry about it. We just get in the car and we go, and that's all we need. And also along with the binder. So again, those are the 10 things that my wife and I did, but mostly what I did as a dad, as what I'm responsible for, because I tried my best just to not let my wife think about stuff too much. Just focus on, making that baby in your belly, and I'll try to do my best to do the rest. For me, 4 months of being a dad, these are the things that really highlights what made my wife's pregnancy successful and what made the birth of our child successful. And as you can see, our little baby boy, Kylo, he is 4 months old. Well, actually, 4 months and 10 days. He's gonna be 4 months and 4.5 weeks old soon. And man, it's been a ride. It's been, yeah. Well, more to that later on. So again, 10 things. If you have any questions, any concerns, you can always comment on the comment section. Just ask me anything. You can email me. I don't even know if I put my email up there. But I'm a first-time dad, 4 months pro. Yeah. I think we're doing it right. Our baby's healthy. Baby's doing well. We're gonna go with the flow. So again, thanks. If you have any questions, just ask.